Just bought these
Yeah, I was
new
gonna-
earbuds, so
Okay. All right, we are officially live. Hey, give me 1 second. I'll be right back.
sure. I don't.
All right. Oh, Lord. I am back. Man, it's been a crazy day. Just
Yeah, yeah.
nonsense. Yeah. Crazy day at work. But, you know.
Well, don't feel bad. The last 2 days for me have been the same.
Yeah, we actually today's the first day it actually got hot here. So I say hot, it got like 88 today.
Oh my gosh. Heaven forbid.
I know, right? Well, it's actually we've had 2 days in a row with no rain. That's the first time in like 2.5 weeks. So yeah, it's been crazy. I'm over the rain.
There's still more coming.
Yep.
Last
Yeah,
night
so
I
I'll
was
go.
in El Paso. They had a bunch of washouts, so they were holding trains last night.
Oh, really?
Yeah, amongst other things going on, but yeah, they had washouts, so they had everything tied down, just waiting for them to get the track back in service.
Okay. Nice. So you driving the train tomorrow?
No, I'm off tomorrow.
Nice.
I just got in. I went to work at 2:30 this morning.
Okay. Whew, that's early.
Been doing it a long time. It's just another day.
I hear you. So yeah, I've actually got some work done on my layout.
Okay. What'd you do?
So if I can move the camera here. There we go. So this is going to be my engine facility.
Okay.
I wish I had a taller tripod so you could see.
I can see it.
So basically, this switch is going to come in. This switch here, and then this switch here. So what I'm thinking about doing is putting these two tracks would actually go to my engine facility.
All right.
And then this track here would be for just storage. And then what I was thinking about doing right here, I don't have the switch put in yet. I was thinking about running a track up here to store the snow plows.
That's a good idea.
And the reason why, because, let me grab an engine real quick. So I guess the thought process behind it would be, I hope I can get it on the track. So the engine would come up out of the engine facility.
Mm-hmm.
It would back down this track down here, be able to pull up to grab the snowplow.
Right.
And that way it would hook onto it. And then when it goes towards towards Livingston, the snowplow would actually be facing forward going up the mountain.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
Does that make sense?
It would always stay that way. Yeah.
Because if I just run a track down here and put the snowplow, there's no way to get it. And I don't have a Y, so I can't turn trains.
No, that's a good idea because it also keeps them out of the way of everything else. They have their own dedicated track, so you're not having to move them around. They're not taking up additional space somewhere else. Yeah, that's a good idea for sure.
Okay. So now I just got to build everything. But with fate have it, I'm out of track again. I can't believe I'm saying this. Like, I just placed an order for 10 pieces of flex track, and I'm down to what you see right there. I've got 1 3/4 pieces left.
Nice. Well,
and I need probably 2 more pieces to finish Livingston.
yeah.
So,
Well, it's only money. You can't take it with you when you die, so you might as well just spend it.
yeah, I hear you. So this is the yard.
Right.
Pull this camera around so you can kind of see everything. I'll just kind of walk around with it and show you what I got done.
Okay.
So this is Livingston furniture. So
Yep.
I got the spur in there for my center beams. And then I got that one done for the boxcar that's actually going out. And then of course I don't, this is going to be the Montana Rail Link interchange that will go all, just off into the abyss.
Yep.
But I don't have track to finish that. I was also able to, this is my scrap yard here.
Okay.
And I was able to put that in. And as you can tell, it's going to be, all the ties are kind of turned and everything else.
Right.
Got that done. And then of course I've got the entire yard is complete.
Okay. Looks good.
Yeah. So this section is actually done. I don't have anything else to do there. The grain facility siding is done. I still got my cold storage that's going up there past the grain facility, but
Okay.
I haven't even bought that kit yet. I've got an ITLA kit that I'm going to use. So yeah, that's what I've basically been up to. But like I said, this was kind of throwing me off, and I was kind of looking for some second opinions to make sure this was going to work.
Yeah. Yeah. It looks like, for sure, like you said, you're going to have to keep that track behind it open just so you can, pull it in there and pull it out. But besides that, yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, like I said, this will be just a small piece of flex to hold, 2 or 3 plows. Yeah.
Right.
Which the only one I've got is my Russell. Hint,
Right.
hint.
I got you.
Did you pick up on that?
Waiting on some decals. Yeah.
Oh, I forgot to check the mailbox. They actually may be in today. So
Okay.
if they are, I'll get your address and get them sent to you.
All right.
But yeah, that's basically everything I've been working on. I got all this tore out, new phone put in. I've got both switches put in here and here, but I hadn't put this one in yet because I wasn't sure if this was going to work. So, and then I don't want to put the tracks into the engine facility until I get the building built, because I want to make sure the track configuration lines up.
Right. That makes sense.
Yep. So I'll actually have 2 tracks for engines. I'll have one just for storage, and then I'll have one for snowplow storage. So that should be big enough.
Yeah, you just been a little busy beaver, haven't you?
I have. I'm like a man possessed. When I get something, I I can't stop till I get it done.
Good. That progress is good.
Yep. But yeah, slowly but surely it's starting to come together. Just got a lot to do. I'm going to place another order for track. And then I'm hoping this weekend I'm going to have trains running finally. It's
Yeah.
But I don't have any bus wire because my last layout took all my bus wire, and I didn't want to reuse it because I'd been reusing it so much. Just want to start with fresh and make sure all the electrical is done right.
Yeah, that's pretty important.
Yeah. So I guess probably next week I'm going to start dropping feeder wires, and that'll take some time because I normally I drop feeder wires on every piece of track.
Right.
Which is probably overkill, but I just don't want to have any issues.
Better to take care of it all ahead of time.
Yeah.
If the scenery down, it's going to be a nightmare.
Yep. And then my grain facility, I don't know if you were here last time. So I got this built. This was a Walters kit.
Right.
And it was a pain.
Well,
just because
it had no instructions.
Oh man, the Walters instructions are horrible. I'm not even gonna get on another rant about that tonight.
But you're paying for the kit, you're not paying for the instructions.
Yeah. It's funny though, after you build one, they're pretty easy. It's not a super hard kit. The worst part are these little braces right in here. And then what else did I do? Also, I added, I think since I talked to you last, I've added all the piping and everything up here.
Right. Looks good.
So still got tons of piping. And of course, the big question is, am I still going to put, we were talking
on
about
the other side or what?
Yeah. I've really still been thinking about it, putting.
Well, I was going to say, all you got to do is like that right there. Stick them in there and try it out,
So if I do that, I want to put about 6 of them in there.
Right.
I just think it'll give it a lot of depth and character.
Well, make it a little more 3-dimensional.
Yeah, absolutely. Yep. You hit the nail on the head. But I figured 6 of these bins down through here. And then, like we talked about, I could get the
shed.
I can get the piping to run straight across and then over to the shed.
Building. Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. I still like that. I like that idea. I like the fact that it's just not, like you said, not a ball against the backdrop.
Yeah.
You want that 3-dimensional character. Draw your eyes. You want your eyes looking at everything.
Yeah.
It's one thing that I've always said about like the Utah belt. So we look at the magazine with the Utah belt and the pictures. And what are your eyes doing? Your eyes are looking at everything. Now, he's not super detailed on all of his, the buildings. They're not super detailed, but they're detailed enough that they all come together in the scene. And your eyes are constantly moving around. So you're not picking up on the intricate details. Now, Tom Johnson stuff, you could get lost in that one building for like half a day, probably just looking at the items he put in there. And that's incredible if you want to go that route. It just depends on what you want to do.
Yeah, I mean, at some point it will be super detailed, but I mean, man, that's years down the road. I've got so much to do before I even get to that point.
It all depends on what step you want to take it,
Yeah. Yeah. My only issue with this setup like this is the grain dust. I don't think typically they would have the main line running between that because the dust is so flammable that, you know, mainline trains running down through there, one little spark and that whole elevator goes up in flames.
Yeah, that's going to have to just be more research, I guess.
Yeah. I mean, I've found some that look like the main line went in between because, you know, grain elevators, when they built them, they had so much land. They could put everything on one side of the tracks.
Right.
But I found some that were on the other side of the tracks. I just don't know what the, I guess the protocol was for that. Because like I said, that dust builds up a lot. And all it takes is one little flame and that whole elevator is going up in flames. So I just don't know how prototypical it would be. But there again, this is a freelance railroad. It's mine, so I can pretty much do what I want. But there's going to be people that ask, like, is the main line going between the grain bins and the elevator?
But can always ask for anybody else's opinion on it. I mean, always open to suggestions, opinions. If anybody else knows that they've seen grain elevators like this or has reference pictures or something they'd like to share, please definitely, you know, the more reference, the better. You can never have enough reference.
I agree. We got quite a few people in here.
Yeah, starting off good.
Yep. But yeah, that's pretty much everything I've been working on, just trying to get all this track down and get Livingston done and get it up and running.
Right.
So I can start on the peninsula and begin the grade up the mountain to Glacier. Because I've got so my bench work or my track stops there. That's the end of Livingston. Right. And then that's the bench work over there for Glacier.
Right.
It's still got to go down. I've got to move that shelf. It's going all the way to the door. And then the peninsula is going right here in the middle of the room where this table's at. So
how are you going to build up the elevation difference between Livingston and Glacier? Are you actually going to use your styrofoam or styrene for that? Or are you going to bring it into wood? Plan on doing that?
That's a good question. So I'm going to build, like, my bench work is going to be L girder.
Right.
And sorry, I'm trying to get all these tangled cords out of the way. So I'm going to do L girder bench work. And then that'll make the elevation a lot easier because you can raise and lower it however you want with L girder. And that's what I had on the out.
What you have behind you at Glacier right now, is it the same height as Livingston at this point?
It is. Yep.
Okay.
So basically what it's going to look like, the peninsula is going to look like it's going up the mountain.
Right.
And once it gets at the turn, I think let me see if I've got it on. I thought I saved it I'll have to go get the file. So basically what it'll look like, when it's going up the peninsula, the very end of the peninsula where it curves and goes back, that'll be the highest point. And then the other side of the peninsula look like it's coming back down. So it's going to be an optical illusion, like it's going up, coming down, but with these two towns being at the same elevation.
Okay. So basically just, had to climb up the mountain and go down the other side.
Yep. Yeah, so let me post this comment here. Let's see.
And that makes sense too. Inside the building seems like it's a lot more sensible.
Yep. Yeah, I agree. Now, I know there's got to be some buildup outside. They may have a like an OSHA plan in place to keep that cleaned up, and there's got to be some kind of track warrant or restrictions because they're not going to let a train run 65 through there.
Well, maybe not, because you're getting close to the yard. You probably, it's not super high speed main line, I'd imagine, anyways. So you're probably your average speed probably 40, maybe, and then when you're coming around 25 through there, it depends. Now, I'll tell you about the grain just from my experience. Between a actual grain elevator, like down in Corpus Christi, where we were spot cars, or when I worked in Kansas City, there was a place called the American Italian Pasta Plant. Now, at the pasta plant, you were not allowed to run an engine through where the dumper was because of the grain spillage and everything like that. So we'd always have to have buffer cars when we're spotting cars in and out of that plant. And a lot of times we would leave cars. They had it was up a little hill, and it would come down into the what do you want to call it? The Bay Area, basically. You want to call it that? And they had a hook and some cable that they would pull the cars themselves into, and then make their way and push them out as they went by. So they'd couple them up, and they would push them as they pulled the new car in. They would push the old car out. It was actually pretty effective in that. It was a small, it wasn't very big.
Right. Yeah.
But yeah. But that was inside. That the same thing would be with yours. Once you get that shed, probably not going to want engines going in and out of that shed. You're going to have buffer cars, because inside, like you said, like Ray's saying, inside the building is where a lot of your grain dust will be, and you don't want your locomotive going through the shed area itself.
Yeah. Yeah. So basically, I hate cords. Cords and model trains just don't go together. So,
exactly.
Kind of move this around where you can see this.
But grain spillage is everywhere. Now, not so much dust, but actual grain spillage, they really don't keep a lot of that super clean. And you talk about nasty, when you get a pile of grain and it starts rotting, and it gets nasty. There's nothing worse than stepping in it, because the smell does not come off of your boots or your pants or whatever, however deep it is.
Well, isn't that what the deer are for?
Yeah, but a lot of times the noise is too loud for them to even get close.
So this is another idea I had. So because this is the loading right here.
Right.
What I had thought about doing was doing 3 of these right here, a small gap, and then 3 of them here.
Okay.
And then, of course, the piping would come across all 3 and then tie back into the building here.
Right.
And then, like me and you talked about, is building a kind of a rain lean-to.
Right.
Over the top of here.
Yep.
But that's going to give it some depth as well, having that little shed right here.
Right.
I just thought that would give it a little characteristic, is, like I said, putting 3 bins on one side, 3 on the other, having a small gap so you could actually see the loading and unloading. I just think it would give the facility like you said, a kind of a 3D look.
Yeah. But that'd be fine and dandy. But when it comes to operations, you definitely don't want to shove that locomotive through that your lean-to there or your shed. You don't want it. You'll have to have extra cars to use to switch it out.
Yeah.
But that when you get down to operations, then that'll come into play in operations.
Right. Well, I've got the sidings long enough. I could actually fit about 10 grain cars.
Okay.
I don't know that I'll ever have that many. Just really depends on the operation standard that I come up with. And that's where I'm going to kind of reach out to you and Joe and try to come up with a procedure, how all this works.
Sure. And that's, every facility has its own little unique situation. Some of them, like if you have to come up to a chain link fence and you have to stop before the chain link fence and open the gates,
Right.
go in. And then it just depends on the facility, but you can add as much operational interest to it as you want. It's just you're limited by yourself,
Right.
And the more you add to it, the more operation it gets, the more detailed into it. You still don't have to get super detailed into the operation part, but you can make it interesting enough where you're not just running an engine down there, picking up cars no matter what. If you have some rules to follow, it makes it a little more interesting,
Yeah. Yeah, I agree. And I'm in the town of Livingston. I've only got 4 industries. I have a cold storage plant, my grain facility, Livingston Furniture, which actually has 2 different spurs to it, and then my scrap yard. So,
right.
And then there'll be the job of picking up the snowplow and running it over the mountain. So that'll be a job as well. But
right.
I guess my forte is actually modeling and running trains, but coming up with procedures, that's kind of you and Joe.
Well, I've been doing it a long time, so unfortunately, yeah, I don't have all the answers, and all, a lot of railroads, they all do them differently, but
yeah, just trying to do something different. Like I said, I've looked at so many photos and I've watched so many videos on other people's layouts and trying to take different ideas from different people. And, but at the end of the day, I don't want anything to look like somebody else's, which I don't think anybody does really.
No.
That's why I was a big opponent of Walther's kits until, I started kit bashing. I was like, oh my God, there's so many things you can do with this. So now I'm kind of a proponent for Walther's, because as long as you can change them up where they didn't look like everybody else's layout,
right.
I think they're fine. Plus, you can paint them different colors and.
Correct. Yep.
But now just trying to add to it, trying to add all the different buildings and piping and everything else.
All right.
Yeah. But yeah, that's about it. That's all I got to add.
Well, that's okay. At least progress is good. I
Yeah.
have not had a lot of opportunity myself to do much work because work has been really busy lately.
Yeah.
Working nights and then being tired during the day. Like I told you before, I don't work on models if I'm tired.
Yeah.
Because I'm not going to mess something up, especially if it was, something that doesn't belong to me.
Right.
But I got the second chassis engine painted, the blue on that, and I plan on clear coating that tomorrow.
Nice.
And then I can start the decal work on that.
You got it with you?
Yeah. So let me show you something real quick. So check this out. So this box right here has my as I'm working on models. It's a little plastic container. I got them on Amazon. I think it was 4 for $40 or something. Got a little plastic lid, but it keeps the models clean. Unfortunately, living out here in the desert, Southwest, it gets a lot really dirty, and I can't stand the dirt. I want the models to look, be able to kind of stay pristine for the most part. So I picked up these boxes. They're enough for basically a completed locomotive inside of it, which I think would go anything for everything but a DD40, the big 8-axle. But these fit in there perfect. They keep the dust off. They keep me from losing parts. I keep all the parts in them, and I label each one on as I work on it, just with a piece of paper and tape.
Okay.
So when I'm done with that project, I can pull that off and start, put them in the next project. But so this is the blue that I got done on this one.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I noticed
So
that.
yeah, so the blue is done. There's a lot of masking on both sides of this thing.
So let me ask you a question. How are you able to mask it without paint bleeding through? Because you
Oh,
would
I
really
get
on
some bleed
blue
through.
and yellow. Yeah. Especially
Yeah,
with that
I
yellow, it's got to really
Yeah.
highlight it.
I use Tamiya brand tape
Okay, that's what I
in
have.
different sizes. It's not cheap, but it works really good.
Yeah.
And you can never, for me, you can never have enough tools.
Yeah.
So, but I use that tape. That tape's been real good. I've been using it for years. But trust me, I do get a little bleed through. There's little spots where I've got to go back and do touch-ups. Trust me, it's not ever perfect 100%. It's harder on a clean model or a new model. Like these 2 units here are, so this was the one that was decaled. These 2 units here are going to be fairly new. So it's going to, I got to do a little more care with getting them looking as nice as I can.
Yeah.
Without any kind of bleed through or anything like that. I try to do touch-up paint as much as I can to kind of keep the line straight. I'm definitely not a perfectionist when it comes to this, but I try to get as close as I can with those. So I'll get that, like I said, I'll get that clear coated, that one without the decals tomorrow. Hey, Joe.
Hey.
I'll get that clear coated tomorrow with the gloss, and then I'll start decaling probably, what's tomorrow? Tomorrow's Thursday. Probably when I get back from work, this next round trip, then I'll start decaling those. And then after that comes brass handrails.
Good luck.
There's no other way because nobody makes handrails for these. I got to completely scratch build the handrails. So,
Hey, if I could jump in here real quick to kind of answer your question about bleed through. After you're done masking, you either shoot it with a clear or you shoot it with a previous color real lightly. That helps seal the line edges of that masking tape before you paint your new color.
and I used to not do that, but I do it now, and I use clear. I just prefer to use the clear. So I'll mask it clear over that, and that'll kind of give you a little bond along the tape line. Mm-hmm. So when you go with the paint, the next color of paint, you've got that bond built up between the clear and the tape. So your paint's not going to bleed through. You still might have some here and there, but the chances are a lot less. So Joe's correct, definitely with that.
So let me ask you a question. So when you tape something off and paint it, is there a time that you need to pull that tape off?
I do it personally. I do it almost immediately. I don't let the tape sit on there because, again, if I let it sit there, I go to work. I'm usually gone 48, 72 hours at a time.
Okay.
And I just don't want to leave tape on because I don't want tape residue. I actually pull it off pretty quickly myself. Takes a lot of care though, because you don't want to touch the color you just. And I've done that before.
Yeah.
I've definitely done that before. I was able to kind of fix it up, but
gotcha.
Yeah, I do it pretty quick, and then I let it sit. I put it in one of these containers without touching the color, and I let it sit for however long. Sometimes a week or two. Just depends on the type.
You did get a fingerprint in it last time in doing that.
Shush your mouth.
I wait till it's not as tacky. Like it's almost like air dry, but it's not set.
Okay.
Yeah.
I haven't got to that point yet, but yeah, that's good to know.
And try to take your tape off at like a 45-degree angle or sharper, like pull back.
Right.
Yeah. Now I do that when I'm doing buildings. But I normally leave the tape on like overnight and I'll come back and peel it. But yeah, kind of peel it back at a steep angle.
Mm-hmm.
But I never thought about pulling the tape off immediately. Maybe I should try that, because if you do get bleed through, well, I don't know that you can do anything about it, but you're going to see it immediately.
So again, it depends on the paint. These chassis engines, I'm using scale coat, which is I'm about out of the scale coat paint. I'm really hoping that guy kicks in the scale coat paint because I really like scale coat. But I use scale coat. Scale coat's pretty hard when it dries. So I can actually, if I get any bleed through, sometimes I can go back with a sharp blade and just gently go over any little bleed through and just kind of scrape it off sometimes.
Okay.
But some other paints you can't. Acrylics, kind of hard on acrylics. But this is a enamel paint or lacquer paint, I mean, and that stuff is pretty hard when it dries. So
okay,
it depends on the paint. For me,
good
anyway.
to know. Yep, very good to know. I did get something in the mail today.
I saw that book recently. Is it a good book?
I haven't even opened it. I got it out of the. It was actually laying on my front porch. So yeah, I haven't even cracked it open. So I'm excited. I think was it Railroad Model Craftsman Otto, and then put this out.
Yep.
So yeah, I'm looking forward to honing my skills. It's 96 pages. So yeah.
It was in the $30 range, wasn't it?
Yes,
Something
that
like that,
sounds right.
All right, now I'm gonna have to buy one. Damn it.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I hate paying $30 for something, but honestly, people took a lot of time and effort to write these articles up and for them to make a book out of it. And it's 100 pages, and it's not like a magazine where after I read it, I just kind of throw it on the shelf and I really never see it again.
Right.
This thing.
No, you'll have it for a long time for reference too.
Exactly. Yeah. It'll be more of a reference guide than anything. So.
Right.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to that one. So, but other than that, I hadn't done anything, man. I've been work has just been crazy, and laying track and working on that freaking boxcar paint scheme. And
I think you already got your answer on that, though, didn't you? You did your survey. I think you hit the jackpot on that.
Man, I tell you what, that post blew up. It was crazy. I think there was, last I checked, there was over 300 and something likes on that post, which is crazy for my page.
There you go. I mean, there's your answer right there.
Yeah. So
I will tell you, though you did the one that had the cream color with the green door. I really like that one too, even though I know it matches somebody else's, but
yeah,
you're on the opposite side of the country. So, and I don't know what time frame difference, but I think there's a time frame difference in there too. But you can do both. I mean, there's nothing that says you can't do both. And I like them both, actually. The green with the cream door and the cream with the green door.
Yeah, I'm going to upload them real quick. And because I think there was a couple more that I didn't show. But yeah, like I said, I was kind of flirting around with the 3 or 4 different colors, the cream, the white, the green, obviously, and black. I'm just trying to, mess around with all 4 colors just to see what I could come up with. I'm going to see if I can. Give me just a minute. I'm going to.
Well, you figured, okay, so for your railroad, it's going to be the cream and green. You're going to have that stock on your railroad anyways, because your locomotives are painted in that. So it makes sense that your box cars would be painted. Well, most of your equipment, like your plow, like you already have, and different designs, but the colors renditions pretty much I would think would stay,
Yeah.
in that.
Yeah, like I kind of wanted to leave the black to the engines and the blue to the rolling stock. Just, you know what I mean? Just kind of that's the thing of the Montana Northern, but I just can't figure out how I can incorporate any blue to this boxcar.
Well, I mean, your lettering screams, so you're still kind of keeping true to your plan.
Yeah. Yeah, it's taken a while to download. I didn't bring my hard drive down.
It might take me a minute, but I can work on it if you'd like me to try to.
Sure. Yeah.
I would like to see your blue as a boxcar with a cream door, maybe just to kind of see what it is. I don't know that it would be your major fleet, but I think you could have some one-offs like that too.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Also, Joe, you were going to send me you were asking me about paint schemes on your engines.
Yeah.
And you didn't ever send them to me last night.
Well, last night got away from me.
All good. All good.
Yeah, we can work on that. Yeah, we can see what people on here think about that also.
Yeah. Oh, well, I guess it would have helped if I hit send, right?
Just a minor technicality.
Oh, Lord. I'm getting so old. I can tell you.
Oh, my God.
I can tell you one thing, though. I learned this weekend. If you're going to do any modeling, do not do it after you run the weed eater.
Oh, so you're shaking?
Oh my God. It was so bad. I weed eat. Normally I don't weed eat. I put, just like grass killer down, but my wife hates it when I do it because she's all about protecting the planet and the wildlife. So I broke out the weed eater and I did that for 45 minutes. And man, I came in here to do some modeling and I mean, my hands, it was so bad. So bad. So yeah, let me see if I can. I've got those files now. Let's see. So this is one that I came up with. Like I said, just trying to mix around with the colors.
Yeah.
I like it, but the green is so much better, I think.
It's still a plausible scheme, for sure.
Yeah.
And you could, they could be just a small run of them. And different size box cars could be different paint schemes. It just all depends, what kind of fleet you have.
Right. Yeah, there was only one that I didn't really care for. And when I saw it, I liked it. And then when Joe made that comment, I was like, that's where I've seen that before. It was the fire and terminal paint scheme.
Yeah, that's the one I was talking about.
Yeah.
Doesn't mean I don't like it.
No. I get that. But at the same time, I don't want my stuff to look like somebody else's. And if those two were sitting beside one another, they would, they would look eerily similar. But yeah, this is the one that I've kind of settled on. Just trying to figure out which door that I like, if that makes sense. Because I've got I don't know why it's not downloading everything. Maybe just big files. But yeah, this is one of my favorite. But I don't know if I'll, after I did that AI photo to make it realistic and it threw a different color door up there, I was kind of digging that. But
Well,
I don't.
dirty. A light colored door gets dirty. It gets darker.
Yeah, true. That's true. I was just more concerned. This is one of those things. Like after you paint it, if you get them, a few of them produced, it's like there's no turning back now. So I'm trying to find something that I know I'm going to stick with.
Once you have them done, they're done. So
yeah. I don't know why it's not downloading these, because I had about 10 different examples. Let's see here. Oh, I bet I know what it is. They only let you upload. No, there it is. Never mind. I'm stupid. So that's it. Yeah. So that was the AI photo that I sent you guys.
So is that the white door, or because that looks like a dirty white door to me? I mean,
Does it?
Kind of could look silver-ish.
Yeah.
But it could also be a dirty white door.
Yeah. Well, that was taking this photo and throwing it into ChatGPT and just saying, make this car look realistic. And that's what it came up with.
Well, there's your dirty white door.
So.
Nick asked, would there could be some kind of dedicated service, paper service or something?
Well, so I'm going to have I've got a paper plant that's going to be in Glacier. It'll be Kalispell printing.
Right.
So probably more than likely for the printing. But if I'm not mistaken, aren't cars that's used for paper printing rated different? Like they have to be top of the line box cars because they can't leak or anything like that?
I mean, yes, but that's really just how they're maintained. Yes.
Yeah.
I can't speak about rail cars specifically, but I mean truck trailers. I mean, they go through a thorough inspection. I think the other thing, though, is I was looking at some that CN had, and they didn't have wood floors in them. They had nailable metal floors, which just basically meant that the metal was designed to have the nails go in the grooves. But I think they were trying to remove wood that would splinter, and you have nails, and they can keep it from grabbing that material better.
Yeah. Yeah. So yes, there'd be dedicated service for the printing company. That's what I'm going to use them for. And then let's see, I've got another one here. Let's see. That was the other one. It's supposed to be like a sandy color. It kind of made it I don't know. I don't really know what color you call that. It was supposed to be like a cream color.
Looks like a dirty white to me.
Beige.
Yeah. Yeah. It didn't get the color cream that I was looking for.
It doesn't pop. It doesn't pop enough. I don't think it just kind of washes together.
Yeah.
But again, once your white starts getting dirty, depending on where it's running.
Yeah.
But up there in the mountains, it's not going to get probably not going to be or not fade probably as quickly. Maybe, I don't know. I'm not sure, but it depends on how far it's got to travel in the dirt and the years. I mean, all kinds of. But yeah, that looks like could be a dirty white.
Yeah, I wasn't too keen on this one. Just the color's not right.
Yeah.
This was another one that I did. I was kind of digging this one too, just to give it some, you know, some characteristic, I guess.
Well, if you go black, wouldn't you just go green?
That's true.
I'm just saying.
Yeah, that's true. Let's see. And I've got one more.
Yeah, it could be a replacement door off of something. Maybe it's in primer.
Replacement door. There you go. And then this is the other one that it kind of spit out. And I was kind of digging it at first. And then Joe said, hey, that's falling terminal. And I was like, all right, well, that one's not going to make it.
See, and I actually like that one.
Yeah, I did too.
Yeah, thanks,
I
Joe.
did too. But Joe ruined it. No, all kidding aside, I really like this. You know, this may happen at some point. But there again, like I said, I don't want to put this out and, you know, the first thing everybody says, oh, Farland Terminal. Because it's almost identical colors.
So you're saying you better wait a year or two?
Yeah. Yep. But yeah, you know, like I said,
Green is different.
Yes. Well, that's that's Chat GPT doing that.
Yeah, but even
But out of all of them, this was definitely my favorite.
yeah. I mean, I
like you
took a picture of his car, just looking at it, and it definitely would be a different green. His is a darker green, a little darker and brighter compared to yours.
Yeah.
But it's plausible.
Yeah. But yeah, I think this is the one I'm going to go with. Like I says, just one of those. As soon as it popped out, I was like, "That's it. That's what I want."
Yeah.
I still need to work on the door. I don't know if I want that more white, but that's just something that, you know, Chat GPT does.
Right. Well, you ask it to be dirty, so it's dirty.
Yes. Yeah. But I was wondering, like this one, instead of black, but last night I was going to do a blue door because that's part of my colors as well. But I thought that I just don't think the blue and the green would go together on like the color wheel.
You'd need,
you know what I mean,
on there somewhere.
Yeah, exactly. And it may be something like the circle around the bear, maybe making that blue just to tie it in. I don't know, but
and you could always pinstripe that with white or the cream, and I think that would make that work. But
yeah, that's I think it's this one right here.
Is that the one everybody voted on?
Well, you know, I didn't really want to put it up as a vote because I wasn't really looking for everybody else to choose what I was going to do. If that makes sense.
Yeah.
Well,
because they're not choosing; they're just kind of helping you get an idea of what other people have to show it.
Yeah, absolutely. But I was happy. I didn't not one negative comment. So, but I think it was 100% was in agreement that this is something they could see on the prototype, which is what I was going for.
There's definitely a lot of positive. I'm looking at a lot of positive. Yeah. 99% positive, and you get one little negative. Yeah, don't even sweat the negative.
I didn't have any, so that was good.
Oh, okay. Well, yeah, there you go. I mean, yeah.
Yeah. But yep. So I think that's what I'm going to go with. Now it's I guess phase 2 is what do I do with it? You know.
What do you mean? What do you do with it?
Well, I want this pad printed. I don't want decals.
Yeah.
So that's the quandary. You know, how do I get this produced?
Depends on how deep your pockets are.
Yeah. So somebody had mentioned, using, it may have been Joe, said something about using Accurel to produce.
Right.
I looked on their site last night. You have to do, I think, 48 cars
Correct.
is the minimum.
Mm-hmm.
But so are they pad printed and painted through Accurel?
Absolutely. Yes.
Oh, okay. Well, that makes a big difference because I thought they would just put the decals on there.
No.
Okay.
Now he'll give you decals to make additional numbers. So the way they do that though is they'll paint your decal sheet the same time
Yep.
they paint your cars.
Yep.
And then they'll print onto those decal sheets. I don't know how that'll work with light coloring. I'm assuming they can do the same thing, but mine have always been black, so it hadn't been a problem to just print on top of the painted.
So we used to pad print golf balls, and anytime we had to do white on top of a color, it had to be double hit.
Yeah.
Because of the opacity,
right.
Which is no big deal. I mean, everybody has white lettering, but I guess my question would be, do they charge per color?
Yeah, but okay. it's minimal.
Okay, so I only have one color to be pad printed because the door will be painted.
My last 2 runs have just been single color, so it's just kind of a run of the mill price. I kind of feel like it's like $1 per car for an additional color, but I could be completely off base, and I don't want to speak for Accurel.
Yeah. So if say I got 50 cars made, do you know the average price it would cost to do 50 cars?
I do. I can have a conversation with you outside of this because I don't think that's appropriate.
Yeah, absolutely.
But yeah, I can show you kind of what my invoices were for those.
Blasphemy.
So you've done it before? You've used Accurel twice. Okay. All right. Well, that seems a lot more attainable. Because, like I said, I was worried that is this going to be so expensive? But after putting that post out and seeing the response that I got, there's a lot of people that want them, and I mean, I think I could sell them out quick. Not that, I'm going to keep some for myself. But so if I did 50 cars, can you break it up into 2 different road numbers, 25 each? How does that work?
No, it'll just be one number.
Okay.
But he'll offer you decals as part of the deal, which allows you to renumber them on your own.
Okay. Gotcha. So the 50 cars or 48 cars have to be one print, one road number.
Correct.
Okay.
Or no road number at all. but yeah.
Yeah, I appreciate that, Sean. I actually had, I think, 2 people in N scale and 1 person in O scale that wanted one, but I'm not going to do any in O scale. But I talked to Hank, and Hank said that once I give him the font, he's going to produce me vector files that I would need. So that's good. Because I would like to get some decal sheets made if people just want to decal them themselves. But I got to get all that done. I got so much stuff on my plate. It's hard to do everything. Yeah, I think that's all I got. That's everything I've been working on, fellas.
All right.
What about you? Anything?
I'm still trying to download photos, so maybe
Okay.
maybe Anthony can jump in there for a minute.
So Nick, my layout is actually from 88 to 92. So late 80s, early 90s. I haven't come up with the backstory yet of how I obtained these. So that's something I'm going to work on with Joe and Anthony, is work on the story of the Montana Northern, because I know in my head what I've got, but it's just working out all the fine details that I don't have that knowledge of how all that works. But yeah, I'm gonna be right back. I'm gonna go and grab my my new track plan that I finished. I don't know if I showed it to Anthony yet.
Yeah, I got the email.
Oh, by the way, Sean, good to see you here tonight. I recognize you in the chat. That's our DCC guy, Anthony.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, okay. Yes, I would, Andrew. Just got to get them produced first. So hopefully that's going to happen sooner than later, but you never know in this hobby. I've got so many other projects going on. It's in the pipeline, but it's on the back burner. Yeah, I forgot I emailed that to you guys. I actually may still have that in. Do I have that in email?
Should. It was a group email, so yeah, you should. Unless you
Which-
deleted it out. The one with the map showing the connection with you.
Oh, yeah.
I did send that to you guys.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, Joe got excited.
Oh, that's right. That's right. I thought I just sent it to Joe in the text. I couldn't remember if I sent it to you.
Yeah.
That's awesome, Nick. Yeah, that's my favorite, the 90s.
Oh yeah. So much variety in the 90s.
Yeah, there was a lot more color on stuff back then. That was a fun time here in Nashville at Radnor Yard, because it was kind of close to where my shop is. And I would pass by there every morning. And I mean, there was always something strange and odd sitting in the yard, whether it be leash units, the Barnum and Bailey circus train would stop there. So much different power. And now it's all CSX. Yeah. The stuff that I don't like seeing, but.
Well, yeah, you had all kinds of first generation, second generation stuff, just all intermixed. It was plenty of Jeep 9s and 7s still running around, few F units here still in service. Depending on what Montana, Wyoming, Colorado, it's just, yeah, the 90s were just, and the amount of different power on a train, it was just, you didn't know what you were going to catch on each train. Nowadays, it's the same junk.
Yeah, that's exactly right. You never knew what you were going to catch.
That's junk now, I promise you.
Sorry, I'm going to move my computer real quick.
unfortunately. Yeah, 80s into the 90s, maybe the early 2000s at the latest. You're good. You're gonna get a good variety there.
All right. Sorry about that. I had to move my computer down so I could sit down. I'm tired of standing up. I've been up all day.
No, you're good.
So what are we looking at here?
That is basically what started the Chinook scheme, but I'm gonna add some photos to the queue on the back end. I'll pull those up next, Tom, when you get a chance. Oh, you know
want
what?
Those first?
No, hang on. I'm gonna go ahead and leave that one up, and I'm gonna reorganize this, and then we'll get into that. So that is basically what started for the Chinook paint scheme. And what I'm trying to pull up is the development of that paint scheme. So the railroad was not originally Chinook. I didn't have the desire to do my own decals. So I was trying to utilize decals that were already available. And so what I came up with was using SPSF decals and just using SPS. So if you want to pull that one up, Thomas, with the dark blue one. So that was kind of where I first started developing my own freelance when I decided I wanted to do my own freelance. Didn't really have a name for it. I was just trying to generate a paint scheme. And yes, Nick, that one did make it to that club layout. I was wondering if you'd recognize that. Yeah, that and that Jibo. So that is kind of where I was playing with the concept. That is D&H Avon Blue. The yellow stripes at the back are actually Via Rail stripes, and the stripes in the front are actually Conrail stripes. I can't quite remember where I got the Conrail stripes, but that was the concept. And what I took from that, though, was I liked the way the nose was coming out with that negative space with the stripes. If you want to go to that next one. So back then, I wasn't doing anything on the computer. I was doing it by hand. And that's GP60M that I think Model Road or MRC or MR published, and I photocopied it. It was just using markers and drawing on it, trying to get those stripes right, trying to get the concept right. That was one of the early concepts. Then it progressed to actually painting something. So I took a Bachmann Dash 840C that I wasn't really using and trying out striping patterns on that. If you want to go to that next one. And that just got thank you, but that one got to be way too much. That's a handful right there. But that is also where I started using my own blue, and I'm glad I did. But you can kind of see where some of my Chinook drew inspiration from that. And the last one is just kind of an in progress development of it. And that's kind of an early Chinook that was just kind of getting laid out. There is a dark blue stripe that runs across the nose to the cab, and all she wrote on that. And if you want to go back to that SD18, so that SD18, that first one, Tom, is at that one's at Kenny Ravencroft's layout, I think. So that one actually utilizes Via Rail decals. Those yellow stripes are from Via Rail. And then that is also where I cut out and laid out those letters individually, which I very quickly learned I did not want to do. So.
Okay. I see what you're saying.
Right.
That's got to be tough, especially when there's 7 letters.
Right.
Whew. Yeah, that's got to be hard.
So that was where I came up with the bear print logo concept, and that's basically what we call Standard 2. The reason why it's Standard 2 is because the early incarnations of the railroad would have just been patch jobs and repaints out of Milwaukee units or whoever they had. I don't have a photo handy of it, but if anyone's ever seen the SD40-2 7303, it's just my blue replaced in Milwaukee orange. It still has a black roof, but this is the first official pattern. And you can see how that blue stripe was carried from the cab onto the nose, and it still has that negative space of that teal stripe between the stripes. So that is what we call the Rainier Blue paint scheme, or the Standard 2. And that's pretty well what I've been going with for a long time. But I had talked about it on one of our previous sessions. I did not like the way that paint scheme looked in front of my OCS stuff, my passenger equipment. So I started working on the Oli High paint scheme, which is the orange and maroon. And that is our newest official paint scheme, based on the idea that in 1989 we would have ordered these cow locomotives. Now they are SD40-2Fs, but a friend of mine made a comment about calling them SD50Fs, and I'm like, no, EMD did their own SD50F. And then he was like, well, they could be a 12-cylinder version. I'm like, well, that'd be an SD59, not an SD50F. And then I started playing with the idea. I was like, well, why couldn't that be an SD59? So we model them as if we ordered them from GMD as SD40-2Fs with state money. When the state found out that they could make the same horsepower with a 12-cylinder engine, they changed our order because it's more environmentally friendly to make the same horsepower with less cylinders. So that's the reason why we ended up with the SD59Fs. But yeah, this is actually a purely AI photo, but that's it laid out on a 70 Mac.
Yeah.
So, but we call that the Olympia Hiawatha scheme, or the Oli High scheme.
I love it.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
That next one's actually a video. I don't know if you want to play it. That's actually from Sean, the DCC guy. Really high unit landing curves. Sounded awesome with that. And I should mention, Matt Aronson's the one that painted that locomotive under the BCC work on it. So
That's
yeah,
slick.
thank you. I don't know. I've been talking to Anthony a lot and some of my other friends, just trying to figure out which of my paint schemes are more popular. I mean,
Got other friends?
well, the two other friends. I don't know. I can count them on my fingers. Wait.
Oh, well.
I mean, out of the two, this is my favorite.
Okay.
Yeah. I really like the color combination.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's got that. I don't know. It looks like you said, the Hiawatha mixed with maybe a little NS. I don't know. It looks good. I love the color combinations. I think they work well together.
All right. Thank you.
Yeah. Pretty slick. So who did your DCC installs?
Sean, what's he on here? Captain Sean.
Oh, okay. Okay. Gotcha.
Yeah. He's local here to DFW area. And yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I may have to get some contact information.
Not a problem.
I've got 2 units that need to run better than they run and sound better than they sound.
Right.
So if I'm hearing you right, that was the first scheme
Yes. Yep.
This was the second scheme.
I guess yeah. With the lettering change, that would be accurate. Yeah, I consider them kind of the same scheme, but pointing out the lettering change that would be relevant. Yes. Yeah.
Phase 2.
Yeah.
Phase 2. And then this is phase 3.
It's known as the Oli High scheme, a completely different variation. Yeah.
Okay. I like it. I think you did well with this one. The color combination it looks so good.
I appreciate it. Yeah, I'm kind of trying to figure out what my next project's going to be. It's not going to be a modern locomotive. It'll be like a GP9 or something, but I'm trying to decide if I want to put it in the Oli High scheme or if I want to put it in Rainier Blue, because it would have definitely been in Rainier Blue earlier in its life, but if it got shopped and rebuilt, it's possible it would have got in this Oli High maroon and orange scheme.
Gotcha. So do you have a paint scheme for like your rolling stock?
The boxcars, yeah, they're are federal yellow like Milwaukee did. I did some with Tuscan red and yellow doors, but
Okay.
most everything emulates the Milwaukee on that. So
Gotcha. I'm digging it. Yeah, looks really good.
yeah, thank you.
So did Scale Trains put one of these out? I mean, Home Shops?
No.
Okay.
No, well, I mean, I'm sorry. They're doing the 70 Mac. They're not doing a Chinook unit. Hanks Georgia Road's going to be offered on the 70 Mac.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah. My timing of doing this AI photo could have enticed Chris into doing a Home Shop 70 Mac, but it didn't work out. And there was already, I mean, Hanks is maroon and weathered black charcoal. We'll call it that. So I don't know if you'd want to have two maroon locomotives in the same offering anyway.
Run.
So
Right.
Yeah, that makes sense. So Anthony's the only one that has a Home Shops engine?
Yes.
In the group, yes.
Yeah.
Right now.
Speaking of Home Shops, so I can get into something else though. That let me pull up that photo though. Home Shops has done some cars for me.
Yeah,
So-
I need to go through. I have one of yours somewhere in my stash,
Okay.
but I don't know what it is. And my stash is kind of buried.
I bet you it's yellow.
Well, this one I'm fixing to show isn't. It has yellow on it. I don't know if you want to bring that one up. So Home Shops did do a run of bulkheads for me, and they are currently available. And excuse me. I don't know. I just decided that I wanted to see what people would do with those because, with exposed loads, they can be interesting to see what can be put on them. I mean, they carry anything from lumber to pipe to plate steel, or I've actually had a couple other people reach out to me with their own concepts and ideas, and I'm not going to ruin it for them, but they've come up with some neat ideas. But in an effort to help support Chris and Home Shops and try to sell these, I'm not going to lie, it's part of that. But I'm going to do a promotional where I want to see a photo of one of these loaded up with your own load and submit it to me on my Facebook page. And the last day of the RPM in Colorado, I will pick a winner, or I may let everybody pick a winner. I may make it a vote. That winner will get a $100 gift card to Engine House Services, which is a hobby shop in Wisconsin.
Awesome.
Yeah.
That's very cool.
And I really do want to see what people do with them. I want to see some creativity. I will say, matter of fact, I think you can see it on the left side of that photo. I took one of these and carefully snapped off the bulkheads. They do remove pretty easily and pretty cleanly. I'm going to do some log bunks with mine. I may put some in the maintenance away service. So, yeah, I'd like to see some creativity.
Yeah, that would be very cool. Yeah, you need to make sure you announce that on our every other Wednesday
Fair enough.
with our guest show. That would be very cool to see and do. So, yeah, I like it.
Thank you.
So this car is already out, correct?
It is, yeah. That's an Atlas Maritime Industries. I think it's like a 52-foot bulkhead.
Okay.
And that reporting mark CLCA is actually for Chinook, Canada. In my version of history, we would have merged with BC Hydro in '88 instead of it going to ITEL, and then it ended up going to Washington Corporation. We would have actually merged with them. It gives us access to Vancouver, get British Columbia. It allows us to connect with BC Rail and directly interchange with them. But because it's in Canada, it required a Canadian corporation to operate it, which is the Chinook Canada CLCA. And then when I was researching these cars, prior to 1994, before NAFTA, railroads that would use cars to go down to the U.S. from Canada, they would have to pay a tax on that car to allow it to be used in that service. So not all cars had that tax paid on it. So BC Rail is the best example of that. BC Rail ran two reporting marks, one being BCOL and BCIT. BCOL stood for online, our British Columbia Online, which is the rail, the cars that stayed within Canada.
Right.
BCIT are the ones that went into the United States, which stood for IT for international. And what BC Rail did, though, is the BCOL cars were painted a solid dark green, but BCIT used the light green accent to identify those cars. So your box cars would have a light green door. Your bulkheads like this would have a light green bulkhead. But after 94 with NAFTA, that all changed. Those cars were able to roam freely at that point. So
right. Okay. Very cool backstory.
Yeah, it was neat when I discovered that, because I'd always wondered why they had done it that way. And you look at some of the other railroads like DWP, they painted their bulkhead uprights a different color also. Can't confirm it, but I think it was very similar in nature, that they did that for tax reasons as well.
Gotcha. Okay.
Nick, exactly. CPAA is Canadian Pacific's American affiliate. That's what allowed them to run those cars in the U.S. before NAFTA. Yeah. They still use that reporting mark, but back then that was the purpose of that. And I actually just saw a Canadian National one the other day. I think it was CNIS, similarly designed to do that. I think CN also uses GTW for that purpose. But yes, that was the whole idea with that.
Never knew that.
Yeah.
So this just popped in my head. I've got it's a scary place. So I've got a question here. So I've got these cars that I bought at the St. Louis NMRA, or the St. Louis RPM. Thank you.
Yeah.
I told you I'm getting old.
Yep.
I got these from Otter Valley.
Yes, beautiful cars. Yep.
Beautiful car. The details are just amazing. But they came with these trash loads in them, and I'm just not a fan.
Okay.
So I'm wanting to create, I'm trying to think here. I saw one that was, it's scrap metal, but it looked like more aluminum, I guess.
Okay.
So I'm wanting to create something like that. And I was thinking maybe like aluminum foil, maybe, crunch it up 4 or 5 times and then wrap it around something. But I was wanting to get everybody's take and see what you thought about these, some loads for these. Because I'm not a fan of these. I mean, it's trash, and it's got a netting on top of it.
Well,
So
one thing you could do is you could take like tissue paper and wet it with white glue and make it look like a tarp load. Now, Lowell got right to where I was going with it. I'm actually on the hunt for those cars myself. Those are pretty close to what BC Rail bought as wood chip cars. Bolsters are a little off. The only difference there would be a wood chip car would have a door that would open when they tilted it. But my plan is to use them on my Longview fiber customer. And as far as I'm concerned, they can use a rotary for unloading. So they don't have to have those indoors. So I'm probably going to get those or the Adler version that they're going to come out with here hopefully soon. They've had those announced for quite a while.
Yeah. I saw them today.
But you could make that a wood chip car very, very easily, or you could put tissue paper over it and just cover it with a tarp and kind of leave it nondescript.
Yeah, I don't want to make it a wood chip car just because I have a lot of wood chip cars.
Okay.
And that is going to be, if I've got it here somewhere. So I've got my own wood chip cars that I've showed you guys before.
Yeah.
Awful close.
Yeah. So I don't want to make those into wood chip cars because I do have a scrap yard, and that's kind of what I want to use the Cardella cars for.
Okay.
And I'm gonna paint. I've got probably 8 wood chip cars that I'm going to repaint like these. So I don't really need any more wood chip cars. I need these for my scrap yard.
Yeah, that makes sense.
But like that, I don't like the trash load that's in there.
Yeah, I guess you wouldn't tarp scrap. So, your aluminum foil is probably a pretty good choice. I think Chooch Industry, makes some scrap loads. I doubt they make them any for the Otter Valley car, but you might be able to find something that might fit it.
Yeah, that's a good idea. But yeah, somebody posted a photo of one, and now I can't find it. And it was exactly what I was looking for. And I was going to ask them, how they made their loads, but I don't remember what Facebook post it was on or the person. So, I don't know if I'll ever see it again.
Right. Yeah, I've seen someone do shredded aluminum foil and they glue that down. So.
Yeah, but
there was a modeling article a while back with something like that. I can't remember what magazine it was in.
But these cars are. Okay. I don't know if maybe I'll put it back on this track here.
That's going to focus on the front.
Yeah, of course. Let's see if we can do this. There you go. The details on these cars from Otter Valley are just amazing.
Yeah.
They did such a good job on these. I mean, even really everything.
Yeah.
Just a huge fan. Now, they're not cheap.
No.
So I wonder what the quality from the Athearn models that are coming out like these are going to be compared to these.
It's hard to speculate till we get them. I know background information on that product. It should have been a very high quality car. Now, whether or not that was followed through with, I don't know. We'll have to wait till we see them.
Yeah. Yeah, but like I said, that's the plan for those cars is to make them scrap loads and not wood chip cars.
Right.
So just trying to come up with something I like the tarp idea. I never knew that you could do tissue paper.
Yeah, you can do tissue paper, or you can actually do aluminum foil too. Aluminum foil, fold it over and then paint it. But the tissue paper has like the right texture.
Okay. I'll definitely have to pick your brain when I get to that point.
Well, the nice thing is you can just leave what you have in there and lay it right over there.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. But, you know, with my scrapyard, I do want to have one of them exposed at least. And honestly, I don't think you can find these cars anymore, can you?
They are a victim of the tariffs. I wasn't going to get into that conversation.
Yeah.
But being a Canadian manufacturer, they made some choices. Not saying they're wrong choices, but they made it a lot more difficult to get them down here in the U.S. No, they didn't make it more difficult. The politics of the situation made it more difficult.
Right.
So yeah, they're hard to come by now. Yeah.
So they are. So he does still have them in stock. It's just they're just trapped in Canada.
Last time I looked, they were. I can't speak currently.
Okay.
Yeah. I can.
Yeah, they.
In a minute.
Yeah, I'm wondering. I can't remember what I paid for him. He had a show special at St. Louis when I bought him. But honestly, I think they were $60 a piece.
Yeah.
With the loads in them. So like I said, they're not cheap, but if, you know, it's like we talked on one episode, if you look at the details, you know, I understand what a $60 car versus a, you know, $30 car, you can tell the difference.
Right.
So do you want to pay that much for the details? Some people don't. They're fine with AccuRail and Blue Box. But I like to take photography on my layout, so I like the details.
Right.
And my layout's not super huge, so, you know, I can have a few, you know, sprinkled in there, but for the most part, I like the highly detailed cars. I just wish somebody would come out with some wood chip hoppers, but I think you said they're kind of they're not big sellers. Is that what you were telling me?
Yeah, I mean, even on the railroad, they're neglected. I mean, I remember reading an article where UP was looking at their dwell time on those cars, and they would dwell almost 30 days between service use, and the account manager was like, well, we can fix that, we can expedite that, and they started getting the dwell time of those cars down significantly. And what they found out was they just weren't making enough money with them, that there wasn't any purpose in trying to kind of keep them expedited.
Yeah.
So they're kind of a neglected type of car, neglected commodity. It's not that they don't want to handle it. It's just, it doesn't make them a lot of money. So why put a lot of effort in it? And I know that doesn't really answer your question about selling the models. You know, we're modeling the Pacific Northwest, and, you know, Hank's modeling the Southeast. We're the primary candidates for wood chip cars. And
Yeah.
even our car types are different. I know you're running those Greenvilles, but those Greenvilles are kind of a Southeast prototype. So you can't even pick the same car, like, unfortunately.
Right.
So.
Yeah, these were NS wood chip hoppers. And I just, you know, this was the first one that I wanted to try and paint, so I just did it.
Oh yeah, it looks great. I don't mean it. Yeah.
No, I didn't take it as that, but I totally understand what you're saying. But does anybody make a highly detailed wood chip hopper?
Define highly detailed. I mean, Anthony, I probably disagree with you on that, or disagree.
Super detailed, probably.
Super detailed.
I'm fine with the offerings from Intermountain, but they're not as detailed as like your Otter Valley there. They're not.
Okay.
They're the old LBF cars that they've gone through and fixed up a little bit. So I would say they're probably middle range. I would not call them highly detailed. I don't know. I would definitely not call them super detailed, but they're not low quality.
Exactly. Well, had at Old Southern Pacific Gunderson, that was
the plywood outside brace car.
Yep. That's a highly detailed one.
I wouldn't mind finding one of those. No.
Huh, Farley got a ton of them.
I did do a quick search on Walthers for scrap loads. There are scrap loads out there, but they're almost all for 50-foot gondolas. So you would have to get creative on that.
Yeah. But I mean, me personally, you can see the difference in, a $50 car versus a $30 car.
Yeah.
I mean, the ladders are thinner. They're not as fat.
Well, I mean, that's exactly what you got right there on the screen. Exactly what you have on the screen. Yeah.
Yep. And, they've got all the handbrake and all the assembly under the car. It's just amazing what they're doing with these things now. So is it worth an extra $20?
Yeah.
Me personally, I think so.
If it keeps you from having to do it, yeah.
Yes. Yeah. Because that's something I don't want to do. I don't have the chops for that.
I'm sure your time is more valuable than $20.
Yeah. Now, if you ask my wife that, she's like, you can get the $10 car.
Well, some things you just got to keep to yourself.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. She will never know.
They were on sale, dear. They were on sale.
I'm not going to go through the process of getting the camera out, but I mean, that's the Intermountain car.
Okay.
So, I mean, it's middle quality. It's right there with your Walthers. I mean,
How old is that one, Joe?
How old is that one?
Yeah. Like it's not a new release.
This is not the newest rod, no. And I'm actually going to sell this one. I don't need an Oregon car on my railroad. I'm going to actually do my own Washington State cars, but yeah, I mean they're okay. I mean they fit the role. The pad printing is super nice on them though.
And who did you say that was? Intermountain?
That's an Intermountain. They reworked the old LBF cars.
Well,
Okay.
If Intermountain's going to continue to do the way that they're doing, those 5161s that they have come out with recently are spectacular cars, detail wise. So they're stepping their game up. They just need to step it up a little quicker, catch up with some of the other manufacturers, probably.
If anybody watching wants one, reach out to me though, because I am going to let that one go.
You're going to sell that one, you said? I'm sorry.
I'm going to sell that one.
Okay. Yep, I've got quite a bit of stuff I was thinking about selling, and Joe's kind of talked me out of one of them.
Uh-oh.
Yep.
Why do you do that?
Yep. The scale trains GP38, the Pennsylvania unit.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
I think I'm going to keep it.
Perfect.
But now I got to figure out about painting it.
That's funny.
What
I see
did I-
on that screen that can paint it.
What's that?
I see a guy on the screen that can paint it.
I know.
I don't see
That's
anybody
what I heard.
here.
That's what I heard.
I don't see anybody
Yeah,
else.
So I bought this unit. I don't know why. I think originally I was going to model Pennsylvania, and that lasted about a week. So, but yeah, it's got the what do you call them on top?
Train antennas.
Antennas?
Yeah. So it's a beautiful unit. That's honestly, I've never even taken it out of the box.
You guys kill me when you guys do that stuff like that.
What's
I get
that?
something new in the mail, I got to take it right out of the box right away. I don't care what it is.
It's actually really nice. I've never even really looked at it.
It would be a shame to strip that.
Yeah, but I mean, what
What
would
are you
I
going to do
do?
with the antennas? I don't know.
I don't know. I have no idea.
Actually, the good part about that Pennsylvania scheme is you only have to take the numbers off and the little what do they
Yeah.
call their little Pennsylvania
Keystone.
mark? Keystone, thank you.
Yeah, the
Take that
Keystone
off,
will
and then
hold.
yeah, you can paint right over that. Of course,
Yeah.
those antennas are way long gone in your time frame.
Oh yeah, yeah. But I started thinking if I take those off, won't they leave? I don't know. They've got to leave holes up there, right?
Sure, that's about $10 a hole.
What? You just talked yourself right out of that paint job.
Woo! $10 a hole. Hey, that styrene's not cheap, man.
Well, there's only one hole, so
Oh, it's only one hole. I thought there, yeah, one hole, one big hole, right? Yeah.
no. I think I'm thinking about a patch job on this. I mean, because it's a beautiful unit. Now that I'm sitting here looking at it,
Yeah. Got to get rid of those footboards. That ain't in your time frame. That's got to come off.
Well, explain that, Anthony. I mean, so modelers know.
Oh, my bad. Yeah, those right there. Yep, those are definitely gone in your time frame. That's a no-no. And that yellow bar that goes across the front, yeah, that's gone too. That's what you hold on to step on to hold on to the footboards back in the day, and those are definitely illegal in the 90s.
When did that change? Was it late 70s, like 78, when the footboard rule went into effect?
Don't give me the line. I don't know, but yeah.
So what I
gone
mean
a
by
long
that
time.
is FRA. Well, it wasn't FRA back then. They made a rule change where they used to allow riders on the footboards. I mean, that's the whole purpose of it, is for a brakeman or someone to ride the footboard and pull a
Switchman.
But they decided that it wasn't safe for a crewman to be there, and I can't imagine why.
Well, you hit the car in front of you too
Oh yeah.
fast, or the one behind you that throws you off. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Then you get run over.
They made a rule change where they disallowed it, and knowing railroads though, if it's there, people will use it, so they force them to cut those footboards off.
Yep.
So,
Oh yeah. And which alleviated that long handle grab all the way across the front of the pilot. So that's gone too.
okay. So that was just a grab bar.
That
Yeah.
was a grab bar to hold on to when you were standing on the front steps. Yep.
Gotcha. Yeah, like I said, it's a beautiful unit. And I'd like to figure out a way to use it because it is scale trained, so I know it runs good. And it sounds good, I'm sure. But yeah, I'd have to remove all this, and I don't know what to do with the holes once they're up there.
Plug them. You have to use styrene to plug them. But
I think you need putty to do it. I don't think you need styrene.
I don't use putty.
That's why you're spending $10 a hole.
Well, yeah,
Yeah,
but
how
it's
much-
solid.
$1 a hole?
I don't know.
Right.
I won't be putty in your holes then. Joe can putty your holes because
Yeah.
I ain't putty in
I'm gonna
holes.
tell my wife. So Anthony said he'd putty my hole for $1.
Yeah, tell your mom, tell your wife that. See what your wife does. Yeah.
She's gonna say, "You are not going to Colorado with them."
Right? Yeah. You're never allowed to go to Texas either. I don't know what they do in Texas, but they're not doing that.
Yeah, I like it, but honestly, if somebody wanted it, I would be willing to trade it for another model, I think.
All right. UtahRails.net gave me the information I'm looking for. Footboards were banned in, I just scrolled past it, 75.
Early.
March of 75.
Okay. The mid 70s. Yeah.
So after September 78, all locomotives built before 75 must not be equipped with footboards. So, oh, okay, I read that wrong. Let me read the whole thing without getting distracted. All locomotives built after March 1975 must not be equipped with footboards. After September of 1978, all locomotives built before April of 75 must not be equipped with footboards. So,
Okay, good to know. Never knew that.
And then Anthony, this one's interesting though, talking about the vertical grab irons on a locomotive, or not grab irons, but the
Grab
hammer.
bar.
Yeah, the grab bar.
Engines?
Yeah. All locomotives used in switching services built after March 1977 must be equipped with illuminated switch treads. Okay, moving forward. All locomotives used in switching services built after 77 must have their vertical handholds painted a contrasting color. Yeah. So 77, the uprights have to be a contrasting color.
Vertical, not horizontal.
Correct. That is correct.
Okay.
So like on that piece, the Pensy, the yellow handrails.
Yeah, like I said, the more I look at it, if somebody else could use it, and because I know they're not in stock, if somebody wanted it, I would be willing to trade it for something.
Worst case scenario, I've got a machine that'll strip the paint right off that sucker.
I want to see it in Montana Northern unit. I really do. I don't even think you need to strip the paint. Get the keystones and letters off it, shoot it your cockpit green and decal it. Like I think that's the way to go with it personally.
It could be an early version if you wanted to do an early version scheme, not exactly like you got now. If you wanted to go that route.
Yeah, that's a good idea. Kind of a phase one,
Are the antennas on top? Are they made out of like brass? I'm assuming.
No,
plastic, right?
No, they're plastic.
Are they? So that's the case. You could clip those antennas right at the base of the antenna where it meets the roof.
Yeah.
And use that as your plug for the hole. And then putty over that.
Man, but they're right on the corners. They're not on the top. They're not on the side. They're like right on the worst position possible.
Make a good Chinook unit.
There you go.
What?
I'm pretty sure they're the GP30 in the Chinook colors already. So
there's several.
That's another one.
We're trading them off for BL20Ts.
Oh, is that what we're doing?
Oh yeah.
Well, that makes sense then.
Yeah, it's a pretty, and is that black? Do they call that black?
It's
Brunswick green.
Brunswick green. That's right. That's what I thought. Yeah, now that I see it in the light, yeah, it's got a green tint to it.
So the kind of original HO Kansas Pacific scheme was Brunswick green, the rust color.
Yeah.
Did you ever see that one, Thomas?
I did not.
See if I can find it.
I'm throwing you up a picture, Thomas. I don't think you need to patch the holes. I think you need to cut the nubs right at the end because Conrail had the exact same problem.
Oh, I see it.
Yep. And that gives your railroad identity. That's where your locomotive came from. That's why you got little.
Look on the front where they've pulled those off on the front.
Oh, yeah.
The footboards.
Absolutely. Yep.
Yeah, so those are what's on the front there now is just pockets for the airlines for the MU hoses.
Yeah.
And those eventually, for the most part, come off on most locomotives nowadays. They're not on locomotives nowadays at all. But
yeah,
interesting. And you can see that white. That's part of the uncoupling bar. I think that's where the white is. Okay.
Yeah.
So that the additional.
That's what they did. They just cut them off at the top because you can still see the little nubs on the corner. Yeah. Interesting. Man, you guys got photos of everything.
That was a Google search. Yeah. Conrail Photo Archive. They're great with having Conrail stuff. And we have a mutual friend, Ed Lewis. He was who I was going to call if I had to, because I'm pretty sure he probably knew that just off top of his head.
All right. Well, that gives me some thought. is just cutting them off and
Be
doing
a lot
patch.
easier.
I don't even know if I'd want to paint it, just leave it Brunswick green and just do a patch job on it. I think that would look really cool.
Well, I'll warn you on that though. If your railroad started in the 88, something like that, 86, something like that, they would have gone through into Penn Central, then they would have gone into Conrail. So they probably wouldn't have been real true to that Pensy color. They would have had a few different patch jobs on it already. Not that couldn't be really interesting.
Yeah. Well, that would be cool if you could do, what was the stuff you guys were talking about, where you kind of see the image underneath?
Oh, yeah. The chipping effect? Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. That could be really neat. That could be a project. Yep.
Like a Conrail emblem underneath there, and do a chipping effect and put my new patch job over the top of it. That would look really cool.
That would be really neat.
Hey, Thomas, do you see that guy right down there? See that guy right down there? Yeah. That's who you need to talk to.
Yep.
File him out.
He can run, but he can't hide.
Exactly. Right.
You talking about
There
this
he
guy?
is. That guy right there. Guilty as charged. Yeah.
Yes, we could talk about that later.
Yep. Well, awesome, man. You guys gave me some awesome ideas tonight. I got a lot to do. I got too many projects. I got too many projects. It's not bad if you don't have a layout, because everything's on your workbench and you can just work on things at a time. But yeah, exactly. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's just what's on the workbench. That's not including the stuff that's not on the workbench.
But when you have a layout like I'm building now, I'm working on track work, and I've got scenery, and I've got wiring, I've got buildings that I've got to put together. And then you start talking about paint jobs on cars. Like it's so far down on the list because my priority is the layout.
Well,
not what workbench.
Yeah.
So
you can always move to Texas. We could figure something out.
I don't know if I can handle the heat. It was 88 today and I was about to die.
Oh yeah, you wouldn't be able to survive down here then.
We don't have that much humidity right now either, so it's been comfortable.
It's only 88 here today. It's 88
yeah,
right
but what's the humidity?
Not too bad here.
Guess we're supposed to get rain tonight. Okay. The humidity's not, I got rain coming in, matter of fact. Pretty quick. Wow. Big storm coming out of Mexico. Oh, shoot.
Well,
decide what your priorities are.
No, it's not. Like I said, I completely forgot I had this engine because I've never taken it out.
Right.
And then when I was talking to Joe the other day, I said, I forgot I had it, and I was telling him about it. And he was trying to convince me just to paint it. So,
horrible influence. Absolutely horrible.
What's that?
I said I'm a horrible influence.
You are.
There's no doubt there.
Oh, Wayne's in Knoxville. He's a neighbor. I'm not sure who Wayne is, but I am in Nashville, so it was a little warm today. But yeah, like I said, Joe, I've got one other engine that I'd like to send to you.
Okay.
That Bowser unit. This one here.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
It runs horrible.
Right.
And it's brand new. I've ran it maybe 2 minutes.
Right.
But like I said, I'm going to when I get my track wired up in the next week, I'm going to test it again to make sure it wasn't, like bad track or wiring or dirty track or something like that. So we'll see. Oh, that Wayne is Cody Wilson.
Oh, there, Cody. Hey, well, there we go.
Yeah. I know who Wayne is now.
Yeah, there we go.
Yep.
Bowser is pretty good about refurbishing locomotives too. I mean, they're one of the better manufacturers for it. So if it's not tracked, you could try emailing them just to see what they would say. I don't know their process. I don't know if they're going to require proof of purchase or anything like that. But I really think Lee English and his company are pretty good for that. So it's worth a shot.
Yeah, I bought that from I think it was from Yankee Dabbler. They had them on sale, so I bought one. Just because, every now and then it'll make a rare appearance on my railroad.
Right.
I'm not going to paint it. But, yeah, I may have to reach out and see. But, yeah, speaking of Cody Wilson, we need to talk about getting him on here.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
To talk about what he's working on.
Okay. I got to delve into that myself. I haven't gotten it done yet, but I want to. I'm anxious to.
Yep.
Oh, that sounds scary.
Don't worry about it.
What engine?
I didn't hear what you said.
What engine is that Bowser unit?
I got a car.
What, you got ghost in your house? Oh, never mind.
We talked about that, didn't we?
Yeah, that's a conversation.
Yeah, that car just started rolling. That's weird. Sorry. I'm sorry. What was you asking?
What model is that Bowser engine?
Go ahead.
It's the M630. Yep.
Is that the same
Yes.
one that Boomer Diorama did the video on?
I don't know for sure. As for 6-axle Alco Montreals, I think that's what BC Rail had. So if it was a 6-axle Alco / Montreal, then yes, I'm going to say yes without seeing it.
Yeah, well, he's got a whole video on tuning for silky smooth operations.
Oh, does he?
For that exact locomotive.
Okay, I'll have to check that out because it's got a lope sound decoder in it. It sounds really good, but I've got to get figured out. And like I said, it could have just been bad track.
Yeah, MLW 630. Yeah. Yeah, he did a whole little video on.
Yep. Cody, I have
Everything.
not responded to your email. I just got super busy at work and couldn't get back, but I did read it. So that is really cool.
About the decoder programming?
Yes. Yeah. Yep. That's going to be really cool.
Yeah.
Because I'm running a Digitrack system, so I'm intrigued.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Well, that's all I got tonight, fellas.
Yeah, I was trying to find my M630, but I can't kind of cut out on all my resources, unfortunately.
Yeah.
No Alcos here.
KP, anything KP going on?
Yeah, that was earlier before you came on.
Oh, short-lived, huh?
The BL20s are got most of the details done. I'm gonna try to paint tomorrow and hopefully get the details painted and let those dry so then I can get that done by next week. So otherwise, gotta knock these chassis, working on these chassis.
And a snowplow.
And a slow plow. Yeah, working on that. Yeah.
You said it right. The slow plow.
Yeah, right. Oh, yeah.
Have you got it? You got a picture of it? Oh, let's see.
Right here in my hand. Oh, it's in a box.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, that's going to be
actually,
the newest Montana Northern snowplow.
yeah, I got to figure out how to mask off all the movable parts so it can stay movable.
So, Joe, what I don't know if we had talked to you about it, but what I was telling Anthony, I'd like to paint the snowplow like my Russell snowplow.
Okay.
That all green.
Mm-hmm.
And then the face of the plows, paint them the off-white, the cream white.
Okay. Seems like you were going to do stripes or something on it, right?
Say again?
You were going to do stripes on the light cream color?
Yes. So what I was telling Anthony, what I'd like to do is put the chevrons like here, make that the same as the face of the snowplow.
Yeah, that'll look sharp.
Yeah, that's gonna take some work though for sure, because the way that thing angles forward, that's a pretty steep angle, but I'll figure it out.
I have faith in you.
Ha! Well, you haven't known me that long, do you?
No, I really
You probably
think
have more faith
good.
in me than I do. So
Yeah, I think the green with the cream face and the black chevrons, I think would really pop.
Yeah, I agree.
I'm halfway wondering if I should mask it and paint it.
The chevrons?
Yeah.
Ooh.
I don't know if doing the decal around that huge curve won't be a problem or not.
Well, I've got my decal sheet should be in. I'm going to send them to you. They've got chevrons on there, but I don't know about the size.
Yeah, well, I'll figure it out. I mean, it can be close. It don't have to be exact, but I mean, it'd be real close.
Yeah.
Hey, Nick, are you still in the chat? I got something to show you if you are. Well, I'll let him give him a
Do we all
chance
need to get off for that?
No,
Oh, okay.
it's PG-13.
Oh, okay. I just want to make sure. I mean,
I didn't know if he was still in the chat or not.
I don't know.
I'll probably put it up there anyways, but
Well, yeah. Since it can be seen later on.
yeah, I was thinking about that. He could dial back in later. He brought up the Santa Clara layout. That's Nick in the background.
What year was that? What year was that?
That's from a long ago. Yeah.
Was that in Colorado?
No, that was Santa Clara, California.
Oh, okay. Oh,
Yeah.
That's what he was asking about earlier, wasn't
It
it?
was, yeah. He belongs, or I'm going to say belongs. I don't know if he's still currently with that club or not, but he was at the time. So, yeah,
Gotcha.
kind of a fun video.
Yeah, I didn't even know we could post videos on here till tonight.
Right.
So that's cool to see.
Yeah.
Well, fellas, I hate
Yeah.
to cut it short, but I'm going to go eat some dinner
Sounds good.
and relax the rest of the night before work. So
Yeah, I'm going to bed.
yeah, I'm glad you
All
guys jumped in here, and we had a pretty good crowd tonight, actually, considering we were going to only do these every other Wednesday, but we've done them every Wednesday.
Well,
I mean, it's neat though. On every other Wednesday, we can just talk about our stuff, and projects we're working on.
Sure.
True.
So, all right. Well, yep. Appreciate everybody joining, and we'll
Good night,
see you
everybody.
guys next Wednesday.
All right. Y'all have a good one.
Good night.